I have firearms. I have plenty of them. I like fire. I just like the sport of shooting. Actually, I'm not really into like next some bitch comes on my property gonna take the room temperature challenge. I'm not one of those guys necessarily, but you might be taking a risk. You might be taking a risk there.
I just like giving people the warning. I mean, whenever people want to sit there and make threats, and you're just like, right, sitting at your computer, and you go, well, you do know my address, and
Right.
you do know my real name, because when you're in the 1A community, you tend to get doxxed like pretty damn quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so you just sit back and you go, well, you do what you have to do. And then again, you remember that you live in Texas. So,
right, right. There you go.
Right. You just, I live in Texas. Okay. Just remind people.
Absolutely. I heard his chat replay was down. Chat replay? Who's chat replay? I don't know. Wait, Richard Foma, Mears, what happened at Carplayer yesterday? Oh, KFAR. Okay, never mind. I have to read further up. Yep, Texas is a great state, man. I kind of wish I lived in Texas, but Florida is becoming more and more like you guys when it comes to our gun laws and things like that. Great so far on that. I love DeSantis. I know some people hate him, but I love him. He is very good when it comes to your Second Amendment and things like that. And I actually would like to vote for him for president, but I don't think he stands a chance with Trump right yet. I think it's too early for him to do that. And I was actually having a discussion with that guy I was talking about. That was a former WWE wrestler or former WWE referee. He also ran for office here in Florida, and he was talking about that as well. He thinks that DeSantis is running a little too soon because Trump's kind of in the way there. So I honestly don't think Trump has a good chance this time. Just because of the amount of visceral hate that exists out there. I think that someone else, if the Republicans win, it'll be somebody different. That's at least what I think. I don't know. I mean, I voted for Trump twice. Just putting that out there. But don't hate me, though. Don't hate me, please.
I'm not a Trump fan, but I'm also not, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not. Like, right. I live in Texas, where it's a Republican state. So
right.
Like the way I always see
y'all are all WW Bush fans, WWE Bush. Y'all just Bush fans.
Bush
over there. Yep, y'all just like George W.
We like the Bush.
Yeah,
you want to see my Bush?
No, I don't want to see Bush. Please don't. No. I don't want to see that. I've seen plenty of bushes, though. I will tell you that. I've seen all kinds of bushes. Not of them named Barbara or George either. I've seen a lot of bushes. Big cities are run by Democrats a lot, and I will say this about that. I have yet, and let's get a little political. Let's get a little political here.
Yeah.
Show me a big city that's successfully run without a lot of corruption that's run by Democrats. But show me anything that's run by any politician, really.
Ooh,
I mean,
shots fired.
I'm just saying. Show me a good criminal-free. Look at Chicago if you want an example.
Right. I think that's the first example everyone goes to when you think about a Democrat-run city. Uh-oh. Alarm went off, everyone. Well, let's continue the show, everyone. Here at the AC Shit Show.
Sorry, my wife rudely interrupted us. My wife rudely interrupted. I'm back now. The drama never stops in our family either. It just doesn't. Not with my wife and I. We're not having any problems. It's just extended family that are having issues. My family, by the way, is my immediate family, my abode, my inner circle. We are the 911 of our entire family. So anytime somebody has a family issue, we are the only ones. It seems like we're the only ones on the planet that exist on our family that can help anybody do anything. Just putting that out there. So, yeah. When tragedy strikes, you can expect the Tat team. You know, that's what we are. Yeah. I kind of like it and I kind of don't. In a way, because why is that? Why the fuck am I the only one able to do anything to help anybody?
I'm like one of those black sheep in my family, so...
Are you?
Yeah, well, they just...
But
then again, it's kind of a good thing, because, like, no one bothers you. Like who wants to call the guy that's technically the black sheep of the community?
Now, did you just make a lot of mistakes when you were younger that caused all that, or is it just because nobody likes you?
I'm gonna go with nobody likes me.
Really?
I mean, I could be kind of an asshole. I mean, I get it.
Well, we all can. I think you're most evil when you're by yourself driving your car. I think people are the most evil. That's your evil side.
Logan asked here in chat, why does AC's avatar look like Dari in a Deadpool mask? You are exactly right on that one. See, there is a... I want to say she hangs out in the DC. Mm-hmm. So there is a channel by the name of Daria who hangs out in the drama community. And she is a good... Me and her are cool. And I have a lot of friends that know her. And she likes to make little Daria stuff. And she'll turn around and make icons for people that are Daria type. Mm-hmm. And she made this one for me, and I just fell in love with it, and I've been using it as my my avatar for probably the past month or month and a half now.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I think it looks fine. I like the hair, and yeah, very good. And I've always liked Deadpool, by the way. Deadpool is one of my favorites out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Deadpool's good. But I do have a disturbing premonition about you, though. The only thing that bothers me a little bit about you, and it's not that I don't like you, because I do like your personality. You seem like a very good person, as far as I can tell. I mean, as far as I know. Sure. But there is a reference made to your channel by the... Need I say who they are? The PDF.
Oh, yes. Okay. So PDF, I used to be over at Porter Farmer's channel. When I was part of the 1A community, I used to go over there. If you ever met Porter Farmer, you know,
yes. Unfortunately,
he's got thousands and thousands of videos where he's outing the officers and people in the 1A community that are peddlers, which is bullshit, by the way.
Right, I know.
Yeah. He talks a big game. Okay,
his nose is all up in my ass. By the way, the PDF elves are all up in my ass. But go ahead.
Right. So the PDF elves, along with anything elves related, because there's a toothless elves, there's a
I know.
bee elves. That's his supporters right there. His supporters, they're manic, depressant fucking people. And I think it's funny you brought that up, because when me and Porter Farmer had a conversation one day,
are you willing to tell me who runs the PDF Elf website? Are you familiar with who that is?
Oh, that's Farmer.
Farmer
he'll claim it all day long. Well, it's a combination of people. So him and No Justice, if you know who No Justice is.
Yes, I do know who that is. But who does the voice? So who talks for the channel mostly?
I believe No Justice does most of the work.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Look, I don't have 100%. I will tell you this: I don't have 100% proof as to who actually runs that channel. Right. I do have, and I do have ears and eyes that are over in his camp. Right. I just can't say, and I can't do too much, because then it outs that person.
Right, I get that.
And right, and so I kind of caused a ruckus about a year ago this time.
Oh, did you?
About who?
Not you.
Yeah, because there was a I called them the what did I call them? The something elf. I called them a something elf, and it was just like the outsider elf or some shit like
They're
that.
very
And that
sensitive
was
over there.
very, very sensitive.
Yes, they're very sensitive.
Well, so more or less, this is what happened. I once again was part of that camp.
Right.
Me, and do you know Wolverine Transparency?
Yes, I am familiar. Yep.
Okay, me and Wolverine about 2 years ago got into a nice fucking feud. Okay,
Right.
he's a little temperamental. He's a little
Oh, I
he's a
know.
little
I've dealt with them.
soft. He's a little soft. Okay, well, I me and him got into it. To make a long story short, I trolled the fuck out of him. I got him to say that he was going to kill me. I got him to do a lot. I porn bombed the shit out of his channel. I've done so much fucked up shit to that kid. I'm still surprised he hasn't done anything to himself. But not that I was trying to do that. Just
Right. I get it.
So, when me and him were fighting, Porter Farmer was, of course, along with it because Farmer couldn't stand his ass either.
Right.
I can't stand someone that lies to my face. I can't
Right.
stand that, especially when I know the truth.
Sure.
And so the guy claimed up and down like the simplest lies. Like I saw one video where he was live, and just to make a quick reference. I saw where he was live, and I was like, the dude ran a red light.
Yeah.
And I made a point just to point it out, just to poke at him a little bit.
Right.
And then his next video, he claimed up and down, I have no evidence of him ever fucking running a red light. I have no evidence of this. He never done anything like that. He's a modern citizen, blah, 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 blah. And then what did I do? I turned around and took the video because I had a clip of it. And by the way, he took the video down, so I couldn't clip it. Haha, wink, wink. I already had it, bitch.
Master Sergeant, that's a raspberry beret. I'm sorry, just for a second. Master Sergeant, that's a raspberry beret. It's not what you think. It's a raspberry beret, the kind you buy in a secondhand store. But just because you requested it, absolutely, right away, Master Sergeant, right away. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so just poked at him. Hey, look, this is you lying about shit. Blah blah blah. Here's another lie. And then, well, after I got done feuding with Wolverine, a video surfaced. A video surfaced of Porter Farmer supporting a Chomo, and this is something I never understood. So I was like, let's just ask the guy. So me and my co-host at the time, because we'd started doing the shit show by then, we actually reached out to him and said, hey, is there a way you can explain what's going on with this video? What's up with you and Beware Mouse? Do you know who Beware Mouse is?
No, actually I don't.
Beware Mouse used to be part of the 1A community. Very much like News Now Houston, he had charges on him from way back in the day. But his wasn't just a rape charge. His was a fucking, he's a chomo. He's he's diddling, So we asked him about the video, and he flipped the fuck out. And ever since then, he's been anti-AC. He's been anti-Asmar. Although Asmar's not even around anymore. He'll bring him up every once in a while. And every chance he gets to go into new communities, he will definitely mention my name because he cannot stand when people bring up his videos of him being outed as a Chomo supporter.
Right.
So let me. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time.
No. Go right ahead, man. Go right ahead.
Let's see. I actually have a little something here. Let me see.
There you go, Master Sergeant. I changed it right away for you, sir. Or Master Sergeant. Sorry, you got me all nervous and shit. I changed it. I changed the thumbnail. That is no longer here. I will be in the front leaning rest position very shortly. I started. I did
Oh,
change it. I changed it for you, just for you. Sorry about that. Did not mean any disrespect at all. It was just a joke on the Raspberry Beret thing. But I definitely changed it for you because I definitely respect you and the particular unit that Maroon Beret represents.
Okay,
absolutely.
I found it. I don't know why my computer's taking forever.
And it should update soon, I believe. I don't know if StreamYard is keeping it up there or not. I will. I will definitely change it to a more purple color. I can do that. I can do that. As a matter of fact, let me do that. I can do that right now as we're speaking because I have the beret up. What do you got there? What is that?
Okay, so the original video of Porter Farmer being outed came from a channel called Dick Family Values. It was a couple that ran on that ran by the channel names Taryn Dixoff and Wilma Dickfit. Yeah, they're trolls. That's exactly what these guys are, and it's one of the reasons why I am so adamant about knowing who your audience is and like winning over trolls. Like it's one thing that they come in and they troll you, but when you get them on your side, they will troll the fuck out of people that they need to.
Of course.
People like Chomo supporters. And once again, look, as far as like Watchdog Group and 1A, like I get it. You're going to get people on both sides that don't like what the other one does. And I'm cool with that. I've always been cool with that. It's your opinion. But when you get people that will fight for something is like outing people that are sex offenders, that people that don't need to be on the internet. People like Rick Productions, whose husband, him and his husband, or their videos of him admitting to laying in bed with his husband as they watched, I'm going to get really graphic here, as they fucked watching CP.
Right.
That's fucked up shit.
No, I understand. Yeah,
I will fuck that dude's channel up every chance I get.
Of course.
So what's in the basement is the original video of pretty much outing. It's outing Mouse, one, even though by this point he was already outed in the community.
You know what? I did see that video about Mouse. I do remember that now. But yeah, I'll put it up though, so you can play it if you like. Yeah, I remember that now. I do remember that. I remember somebody talking about Mouse, but I had no idea who it was.
Right. So once again,
yeah, I do remember this video. Absolutely, I remember this. And I love this song, by the way.
I love the song, and I hate that it's part of this video.
Yes, I know. I saw this. Yep,
so, for those of you that haven't seen this, this is what caused the problem between me and Porter Farmer. Hey, Farmer, what's going on with the video with you and Mouse? Tell us about it. He couldn't tell us about it. He called us a bunch of, names and. Piece of shit. You wouldn't know nothing if it hit you in the fucking face. I mean, he does.
He really does. I think at one time in the throes of my fight with Porter Farmer, I believe I may have even used this on my channel at one point. I think I did, but I don't know if I kept the video. I think I probably got rid of it, but I did at one point put this up, I think. Or at least shared it, I think.
There's another video that is about a year and a half after this video. And it's on a channel called it was done by a different person. It's on a channel called Truth Bombers LLC.
Yeah.
If you look up that channel, this video is also on there. It's
that might have been where I got this, actually. I think that's where I got it from.
Usually I stop this and read this for everyone, but this is his plea deal. He literally signed off on this, and up till now. What's up, Nathan Johnson?
To make the point, though, Poor Dirt Farmer supported this guy, who was a chomo.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to say here real quick is this is the fantasy, Your Honor, since this is all being recorded and going to be played in front of a judge. Your Honor, my belief is that Mouse did not rape a 16-year-old girl. There were people around that would have heard a girl yell, rape. Rape was never yelled. This girl was 16 years old, probably a heroin junkie, and was using...
There he goes again. This is the second time he calls her that, after this lady in the bottom right with the lion picture said she wants nothing to do with it. But do you see how Aaron wants to bring up this story again while she's here? It's very disgusting.
A fake ID to get into a club where Mouse was working. This is how these people cannot dig deep enough, and yet look where they're at with that comment right there.
And do you see how Aaron keeps saying, oh, I do police auditing, I help auditors, free speech? Yeah, because this is all part of the plan. They're going to let pedos do the police auditing so that they can stop.
Yes. Okay. Just wanted to hit that topic very, very hard and poignant. Yes.
You're going to hear him in a few minutes as the video plays.
Oh yeah, I recall this video now.
He's going to defend him. Now, yep. I want to ask you this, okay? If you know someone's been outed in the community as a chomo, okay?
Right.
Would you try to take the role of, I'm outing this person?
If I am familiar with them enough, yes, absolutely, I would. Even if I'm not, really. I mean, as a matter of fact, somebody was telling me to out this one guy earlier, and I discovered that there were a million videos about him anyway, so I didn't think that my video would even contribute too much. It's been like a year or so, but right. Yeah, but this, yes.
Well, here's the thing with Farmer. Farmer was around all of this as everything happened.
Right.
So what purpose would it serve for him to side with Mouse? And because he continues to what he says today is, it was all a troll. I never supported the guy. I was only up there, pretending to be his friend.
No, he wasn't. That was very genuine
right.
interaction. That was there's no way he could have faked that.
We don't, you've got to ask people questions. So, you supported this guy, right? You say it's all fake. Have you actually looked at his record? Because he's got he's got stuff for not signing on the registry afterwards, and he's also got other things.
Huck was well aware of this. He admitted this. He was...
Oh, sorry, go on, OJ.
No. What's going on here is, once again, these guys don't have the depth to find federal appeal. Usually people that are guilty don't go all the way to a federal appeal. There was consent there. The girl was trolling him in a club he worked in with a fake ID.
Attack the victim. Attack the victim.
More than likely... no, she wasn't.
It was 20 years later. Let's attack the victim, the minor, the child.
No one's attacking the victim. The affidavits didn't line up. Now, why do I have to keep on defending this guy?
Right, and so that's why I asked the question. Like, would you defend him? Like, I get it. I get the troll. Like, you want to buddy with him so you can get him to say a few things. And then you turn on him. He never turns on him. This entire fucking conversation. By the way, Farmer has complained that this video is chopped up.
Right.
The video is cut only to certain parts to, cut it down from a 3 to 4 hour.
By the way, I just saw the watch count go way up, and I guarantee you, it's his fucking little minions. His little dick-sucking minions.
Well, by the way, Navin Johnson's a good friend here, so
Right, that's fine. I don't know who Navin is, but yeah, that's fine.
Navin also outed Black National Freedom Fighter, one of Port Dirt Farmers.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about, by the way. That is the one I was talking about. Somebody wanted me to do videos on him, and from what I understand, Shiz did one, and a bunch of other people already did. And that's the only reason why I just decided, well, you know what? It's been about a year. There's been a lot of people that's made a lot of videos about him. Maybe I could. I've actually talked to National Freedom Fighter. I had no idea that he was a chomo. I really didn't. I had no idea at all. And then somebody told me about it. And next time I do have an interaction with him, I will definitely call him out on it. I just didn't know.
Yeah, he's in hiding right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a sock account and he's hiding behind that. But
he's the one that told me all white people are racist.
Yes. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He was white cops have blood on their hands.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. Yes. He's a complete
I'm gonna let
idiot.
this play. Fucking idiot. Yeah, he's a complete idiot.
He should fucking castrate himself is what he should do. And poor dirt farmer should castrate himself too for supporting this piece of shit.
Yeah,
and
the victim is the piece of shit there.
Can I point this out to you guys? There is a group of people, and I just want to say this. There are a group of people called the PDF elves. They've been trying so hard to dox me. They've got me. They've got me as Rogue Nation. They got me as Rights Crispy. They got me as a guy who lost their father around the same time I did, and they tried to dox them as me. And because they're a veteran and so on and so forth. And the PDF elves also pick on a guy named Gregory, who has a mental or a brain injury from his childhood. And so if the PDF elves, and I know they're listening, I'm going to keep this video up, by the way, because I love that video you just showed. And because it just exposes who Poor Dirt Farmer is. And by the way, if anybody backs a chomo the way Poor Dirt Farmer did in that video, you are just as guilty to me as the chomo. And I stand by that. I believe that you are just as disgusting. Absolutely.
When
and the PDF elf are going to make a little video and go, Tats is attacking us again. Why does he keep talking about us? Why is he so obsessed with us? You know why? Because of stuff like this. Because you back a guy who supported a chomo. That's why. But go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
I forgot what I was going to say.
sorry, sometimes.
No. I'm my short-term memory sucks. By
the way, they call me the dictator. They call me the dictator. So anytime you see them every time you see them referred to the dictator on their channel, that is me. And then they call me Titty Boi as well, which I do like the Titty Boi name, by the way. I kind of like that. It's fine. I'm a breast guy. I like breasts, so I can be a Titty Boi if you'd like me to be. Plus women use that to feed their children, and I believe it's a beautiful thing. I think it's the it's a natural thing, and I don't think there's any problem with that. But yeah, actually, yes, MSG Retired, you are absolutely true. MSG Retired, just so you know, the PDF elves regularly, and that's the supporter of this guy who supports the chomo on that video, the guy with the redneck voice, kind of, the southern voice, that's the PDF Poor Dirt Farmer, and he has this group called the Elves, who constantly try to go after me and point out things that I say and that I do wrong when their person that they support the most is a supporter of a chomo. Like, I don't understand. They were even saying my Mugshot Monday was judging people and making fun of people based on their looks. Actually, the Mugshot Monday, because I did watch that video, by the way, PDF Elves. Kudos to you for that video. They just made one about that. And I just saw them mention it, so I just fucking checked it out. I don't normally watch their videos, but that time I did. It was their latest one that they made about me, and they were saying that I was just making fun of people. Well, first of all, most criminals, a lot of criminals that are guilty of the things that they commit, these folks that I put in the in Mugshot Monday, they look like that because of the things they've done to themselves. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I'll put that because sometimes I put it as, was this person guilty of like meth possession because they look like a meth head, or were they involved in a white collar crime that you wouldn't suspect? So I kind of throw those curveballs in there. And some of those people that look like meth heads are actually white collar criminals. So it's kind of a lesson in not judging a book by its cover. That's kind of the way I look at it anyway. So. And so what if I make fun of a criminal? Whatever. maybe they should be. I don't know. So anyway, I'm sorry, but that's kind of it. Yeah, but yeah. MSG. Merry Christmas to you and to yours. And I apologize for the moon beret. It was really meant to depict the raspberry beret kind that you buy in a secondhand store. Even the flash on it is a raspberry, by the way. Sorry about that.
So, Naven has a comment here in the chat. By the way, I think Naven said he might come up for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Naven, you're welcome. You're more than welcome.
It says equal rights. Sorry, no equal rights for SOs on a lifetime registry. Here's another thing to always think about, and this is what my trolls in my sector got me to think about when it came to rape or sexual offenders or chomos. What about the victim?
Right.
Because the victim lives with this the rest of their life. They live with this every single day.
Right. Absolutely.
It never goes away.
Yep. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, there was a guy that I associated with. Usually, his name is STC Media, an auditor, and he was victim of a lot of that type of sexual abuse. And he actually shared with me a lot of the things that he had to go through, and he still suffers from the trauma based on that. And we've had a falling out recently, a little bit based on a few things, but I will say this: there's no pain that I can think of worse than what happens to victims of that type of abuse. I mean, that is the unforgiven. You cannot find. Now, I talk about finding good in everybody. I don't know that you can find good in anybody that did anything like that. I don't think anything that they do good from then on matters. Just saying. I just can't do that because it's just kind of like what, and I don't compare Stolen Valor to what a Chomo does, but it also is kind of the same motivation that I have with Kaiser when it comes to that, because even though people think it's a dead horse, there are people who have suffered and that are still suffering from the ravages of combat. And when you are like Kaiser and you're gaining money from their sacrifice and what they've done, then you are the problem and you need to be dealt with. The same as poor Dirt Farmer. You support someone who did that 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It doesn't matter. It has no limitation. I don't care if that guy was dead and gone for 60 to 100 years. If somebody exposed him for the chomo that he was, and you still support him and back him and make excuses for him, then you, to me, are just as bad. And maybe somebody should look a little harder into what you are. I'm just saying, man. Golly, poor Dirt Farmer, man. Actually, the one thing I do like about his name is Dirt Farmer. Because you can't get any dirtier than that, supporting a chomo. Fuck. He probably really does think that dirt has seeds and you can plant it. Dumb fucker. Yeah, I'm so glad you played that video. That was awesome. I almost forgot about that video, but I'm glad you brought it up because that sort of thing should be played often. And the way that that guy's mind works, where he's blaming the victims of that type of violence against children, talking about how these women, these girls, oh, they're being prostituted so they can earn money for college. Really? Holy shit. That's the way these guys think, though. That's what they think. That's really what they think. They believe that. Yeah, it's crazy.
I've really battled with the farmer guy. I've battled with him for almost 2 years now.
Right.
Like I said, it all started over that video, and ever since then, for those of you that don't know, see, I'm pretty honest with my shit. Once upon a time, I went out to record. I'm a Texas boy. So I wanted to go out and meet all the other Texas guys and go record with them. Well, unfortunately, I had to run into one of them by the name of News Now Houston.
Right.
I went out and I recorded with him. I did. Was he my best friend? No, not by any fucking means. But once I had the trolls pull me to the side and explain to me who the fuck he was, not who he presents himself as, I had to digest that with the quickness and realize that this isn't someone I want to be around.
Right.
And if you don't know who News Now Houston is, go look him up. He's right now doing 20 years for the molestation, sexual assault of his own kid.
Wow.
He did another stint. He did another stint in jail for raping a woman at gunpoint.
Wow. Now, this is all new to me. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
And one of the things that, like, my sector has always run into, and I say my sector now because I don't claim to be part of the 1A. I started out in the 1A community, but yeah. I hang out with trolls now. I hang out with people in the drama sector.
Well, you kind of remind me of myself, actually. You kind of remind me of myself now because I became very disenchanted with those who do these audits after this whole Kaiser thing came out. I started to see people's true colors and their motivations for what they do. And I'm starting to see it through the eyes of somebody. I was willing to question it, okay, and question what some people are doing. Now, I'm not against recording in public. I am not. I still believe that you can go inside of a government building and record and all of those things. But I don't believe in doing it for your own personal gain. If you're trying to do it for a certain cause, then go do it for a certain cause. But don't act like a fucking jerkwagon while you're doing it, just so you get more views on your channel. I just think that's ridiculous. I'm not a big AFA fan. I've made no secrets of that. I used to be. But when I saw the way he treated that man in that library, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but he accused this gentleman of masturbating in public in a library over a park that supposedly had kids in it, which the park apparently didn't. I actually did my research, did a Google Earth on it. There's no park there at all. And the gentleman, when you slow down the video, and I made an entire video about it, when you slow it down, all the guy was doing was tucking in his pants so he looked presentable in the library, and it looked like his pants weren't fitting him very well. And he chased him around, calling him a chomo and all this stuff in the library. And I was devastated because I liked AFA up until that point. I did. But then when I saw that, I just I can't back that. I can't fucking back that.
Do you know the history between him and Hot Tow Truck Girl?
No. I see. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people think because of what I did with my channel, right? Initially, it was all about 1A and stuff. Even the PDF elves, when we were talking about them, they accused me of National Freedom Fighter. I had no idea what he did. I didn't know. I just got into a debate about him about all white people being racist, right? And I had a big discussion with him, and I've had friendly discussions with him, but I had no clue about what he's done in his past. I don't do a background check on every person that I interact with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know unless somebody tells me I don't know. And now that I know, the next time I do interact with that fucking idiot, I'm going to call him out on it. Right to his face. I have no problem with that. He goes on Gregory's channel, just so you know, and talks to Gregory. I don't know that Gregory even knows about him. So I'm going to have to tell Gregory and break it to him that this guy is not somebody you want anywhere near your channel. You know, but I had no clue about him. I had no clue. I didn't know.
I don't go after AFA, but I at the same time I don't like the guy.
Right.
I know parts of his history, and
Right.
just knowing, even though he doesn't have it on the record, he still went and raped Hot Tow Truck Girl. There's a whole story there.
Oh
And-
yeah, I am familiar with that. Yes, I am familiar with that. Yep. Yeah, I've heard that.
And so,
I
not
thought it
that
was
she was
banana.
in
I
those-
thought it was banana actually that he was doing that too, but I didn't realize it was her.
yeah, yeah. There's a whole story there, and she didn't show up to court when it came time to her to put him in fucking jail, and
Right.
he got to skate on that. I mean, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. You know, we could speculate,
Right.
but once again, like, I don't like the guy. I know parts of the history. He may not fucking have the tag on him of sexual offender, but,
Right.
you know, to me, if just, I don't know, I can't see, like, if that person was around, like, lived in my area, I
Right.
couldn't see trusting that person being around my family.
AFA kind of reminded me a little bit of Kaiser once I started to realize what happened. And I remember a video where AFA goes into the city hall, and I believe the American flag or the POW flag was messed up on the MIA table that a lot of people have on display, where it's set up for someone to eat, but it's meant for the people who've never returned back home from combat. And he acted so outraged by that. He was just livid and making a huge point. And when I saw that, I was like, now there's a guy who supports and understands veterans issues. And so what opened my eyes, honestly, was that when I got a hold of AFA, and AFA was very familiar with my channel, and I tagged him in that thing where I was tagging everybody about I wanted some auditors to kind of help me out Kaiser. And most of them turned their backs on me on that. They were like, no, my channel's not about stolen valor. It's about auditing, damn it. And even though I say that I support veterans, I don't care about your issues, but I damn sure want your support for my channel. And I want you to promote my channel on your channel, all that. But when it comes to you, no, I don't give a fuck about what you care about. So then when AFA kind of took that stance with me, and then when Rogue Nation told me that he would be a draft dodger and let somebody else die in his stead, then he lost my respect as well. I had all kinds of respect for fucking Rogue Nation for a long time. I thought he was an upstanding guy until he started feeding me with that shit. I understand you're anti-government, but let me just tell you something. The reason why we don't have a draft is because we have volunteers that volunteer for it. And even during the draft, what happens is those people who dodged the draft, there's somebody else that fills that slot. Because you ran away, somebody else has to fill that slot and go away from their family. And because of that, because of your selfishness, and I understand that. I understand people being afraid of combat and not wanting to participate in things that their government gets into and they have nothing to do with, and they don't want to agree with the war and they don't want to fight in it. I understand all that, but that's not the world we live in. The military is going to be, it's an insatiable appetite the government has, and it will be filled with somebody. If not you, it will be somebody else. And my thought on that is you are protecting someone else from having to endure the rigors and the stress and the horrors of combat by answering that call, even if there's a draft. You are putting yourself on the line so others don't have to. And Rogue doesn't have that bone in his body, which lost all of my respect. It's not because when we join the military, it's not because we agree with what our government does. It's not because we support the wars that we fight in or our country has fought in. It's not because of any of that. You're supposed to join the military, at least for the right reasons. Now, I know people have all kinds of reasons for joining the military, but the real reason should be, at least in my eyes, is so other people don't have to do it, because it will be forced upon people if we have no volunteers. That's just my soapbox on that. But it's not me. I don't type that fast. I'm a one finger bandit when it comes to typing.
Yeah, I might be typing. My bad.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I got one of those mechanical keyboards, so it's kind of loud, and then my mic picks up like virtually.
Oh, no, it's all good, man. It's all good. You need to get yourself one of these fine, what do you call it? Alienware computers. I'm just telling you. You don't know the luxury of typing on the velvety keyboard of a Alienware computer.
Interesting.
It is. Oh yeah, it's like air. It's like air conditioned on your fingers. It's just like luxury. It's like biting into a York peppermint patty. You know, it's great. Now they're very expensive, but I'm going to tell you something. If you've never had an Alienware computer and you do things kind of similar to what I do, and you like to make videos, and even if you're into photography. Like if you like taking photos and things like that, it is a wonderful computer for that. It's a gaming laptop is what it really is. But it has great power for a laptop. And they're well made. You can throw them bitches around, throw them in the swimming pool, whatever you want to do. No, you can't do all that, but they're good. But anyway, guys, I'm going to drop off. It is a little later here now. It's 4 p.m. And I appreciate you, sir, so much for putting that on my channel. As a matter of fact, I consider that to be an honor that you would put that on my channel and once again expose PDF and it's not even because he doesn't like me. It's because people like him need to be outed, because there are people that support him. But by the way, the PDF elves, they may have a lot of views as a whole on their channel, but when you watch their videos or if you see their videos, they only get like 40 views of video, so it's not like they even matter much.
Yeah, I unsubscribed from them. Like I subscribed to them when they created the channel,
right?
And just so I can kind of monitor what the hell that they were doing,
right?
But after a little while, I just I unsubscribed because
you start to realize how insignificant they are.
It's very insignificant,
right?
And like I said, it's not just that channel. There's other channels. If you need me to, I think I got the list written down somewhere. I'll send you the full list of all their channels, because
all the little elf channels.
It's the Toothless Elves. It's the Bee Elves. It's all retarded shit.
By the way, Miss B disappointed me. By the way, when I first met Miss B, I'm sure you're familiar with her. I thought she was so sweet and nice and everything. And then when I heard her making fun of Gregory for having a traumatic brain injury, that just turned my stomach instantly. I couldn't believe that. Just because Gregory didn't like them anymore or didn't show them any more attention, they thought it was a good idea to harass him unmercifully. Knowing No Justice did the same thing. And I think sometimes I was always suspect that PDF was basically the owner of all and the person who ran all those channels. Now, Mad Max, we have buried the hatchet. Me and Mad Max, I don't know much about Mad Max, but at least we've kind of made, I don't know his criminal history. I know he has one, but I don't know what it is. I don't know his real name, so I couldn't tell you.
I know his criminal history, but I won't talk about it because even me and him have had a conversation or two, and we've kind of resolved some of our issues.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I have no problem with him anymore. He did for a while have a problem with me. I had a problem with him, but we buried the hatchet, and I'm willing to do that with everybody else but somebody that supports a chomo.
I will
Honestly.
I will say this: like when it comes to the PDF farm,
Right.
that
Or is that what they call themselves?
well, it's I don't know what they call. I call them whatever I like.
Have you seen where he lives, by the way?
Yes, I have.
I'm just saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Look, I like the dude tries to make fun of me because I film from I record from a shed. I turned a shed into a studio, and I record here, and I put a bed behind me. So there's a bed that sits behind me. It's so long story short, I used to do a lot of computer work for my company, and so if I got tired, I'd just fucking lay down for a few minutes and take a nap, and then I get back up and do my work. And so, and then I had two different computers. I have my home computer, I have my work computer. So all of it was set up here in this studio. Okay. And so he would try to make fun of me and be like, well, he lives there. And it's like, dude, you live in a shed. I own a house. I have an actual bed. I lay with my wife, and you want to try to make fun of me? Like, make that make sense. You know?
Just to give you an idea, for those that don't know, if you look at Poor Dirt Farmer's place, I felt kind of bad in a way that I even said anything about it, because I did grow up poor, and that's no lie. I mean, I lived in a similar situation as he does now, it looks like. But I'm just saying that when you think of trailer trash and what a trailer trash person lives in, it's exactly what you imagine Poor Dirt Farmer living in. I'm just saying it's a shame. Honestly, nobody should have to live like that. But then again, if you support a child molester, you deserve every bit of that and more. I hope the floor of your trailer just falls out from under you one day. Like, fuck, dude.
Have you ever? I'm going to give you something to think about here. When you think of Mouse and you think of Poor Dirt Farmer,
right? You
don't think they look the same?
Oh, very similar. They look like relatives. Right? I was going to say that same thing.
And oh, you know what? Gotta turn on my camera first. Hello. So here we go.
Yeah, they look very similar, man. They really do. Yeah, they really, really do.
I mean, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. And you know what? When he was arrested for that large amount of marijuana that one time where he was, and by the way, I have to share this. I live in pretty close proximity to where Poor Dirt Farmer lives. I mean, relatively. I live pretty close because I live, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Florida, but I live right on the Santa Fe River in near Itchinatuckney Springs, near the Gilhurst Blue Springs. I live near there, and Poor Dirt Farmer is very familiar with Rum Island is another place. It's nearby. Ginny Springs, all of those. I live near there. I live right on that river. Hey, Naven, how are you? I've never met you before, I don't believe.
Yeah, hey, hey man, I'm on the road. My signal may drop, and I don't know. Yeah, are you about to bug out?
In a little bit, but yeah, if you want to come up and say whatever, that's fine. I'll stick around for a little bit.
Well, no, some pretty good topics. One thing you mentioned, Tats, and I agree with, and this is something that the community can't decipher or set aside or parse. They just can't figure it out. Is no, you don't have to do a background check on everybody. How'd you put it? You come in contact with.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I just don't know enough about everybody. I mean, I interact with a lot of people every day, and I'm sure I've interacted with some scumbags that I unknowingly even had friendly conversations with.
Yeah, no, you don't have to vet the people you just come in contact with.
Right.
But the people that you bring into your inner circle, like Poor Dirt Farmer brought Brett National in for over 4 years. They birthdays together, got each other's phone number, know each other's names and shit like that.
Right.
And then even then, well, maybe not, but over this what happened this year was Black National claimed that there was a fire at his house, and
Who was it? You said
Black National claimed that there was a fire.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so not only did Porter Farmer, here's when you do. Here's when, for people that want to know, here's when you have to vet somebody.
Right.
When you run a fundraiser for someone for money
Oh yeah, definitely.
for a fire, and then to move him to a new location down in Texas or whatever, because now you are now co-signing for that person. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I agree with
You know
that.
that becomes you're vetting because people are going to give money based on your credibility, and
Sure.
it's your bag now. It's your deal. And so if you don't vet that person, then that's a problem. So right then and there, he should have vetted Black National, but he didn't, of course. Well,
Right.
we don't know, did he or not? Did he not? You know.
Right. No, I agree with that.
And so,
but he's a dumbass anyway. Just like talking to National Freedom. Oh my God, he's like talking to a fucking pile of dog shit. I mean, he really is. He's
well, I first met him in 2020 when I was giving a Porter Farmer hell about starting a race war in Mayo, Florida.
right.
And the very guy that's on the panel when I was doing that with PDF was Black National. He went under Film the Police Minneapolis at the time, but he is,
okay.
and just kind of ironic. Here we are, full circle, you know.
Right.
And so what they'll do. Okay, so then that happens. Now I do have a question. Now, of course, Porter Farmer says I don't know how to do research like the elves do because they do all their research, but they had a pedophile right under their nose the whole time.
Right.
But anyway, they know how to do research. Well, my question is this: when you fundraise for somebody, you not only vet who that person is and vouch for their character, but you also vet their story.
Sure.
Now, before I say this, I'm going to say no, I don't know for sure what happened that day on May 9th with the fire, but I do have some questions. If nothing else, just from the video that was put out, I have some questions. And then from the fire report that I have some questions.
Right.
If you remember, Black National was in some place.
Honestly, I wasn't familiar
the day
with
before. Okay,
when that happened, I don't know anything.
No, but I'll tell you, he was going live and going on PDS channel pretty much every day.
Right.
And they kept talking him into getting this dog, and so he got a dog, chocolate lab, big dog with a big bark. You might have heard the dog when I confronted him. The dog was whimpering in the background. So anyway, so he'd been going live, and the dog Coco was going live.
I've heard that dog crying in the background where he's like just completely ignoring it. By the way,
yeah, he did treat the dog. He'd treat the dog like shit. Porter Farm had to give him help for treating the dog like shit. But anyway, the dog went live with Black National because they're in the same room.
Right.
They did this leading up to the fire.
Wow.
But the question is, where was the dog?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Look, I'm just putting it out there. These are the questions you ask, because we got to leave it up to PDF to do the research and ask the right questions. We're all fucked because he sucks at it. He couldn't says he's a great pedophile catcher and was run right under his nose for 4 years and never knew it. So now Black National could come out and say, well, I let the dog stay with somebody. Well, that'd be kind of coincidental, huh? You let him. You had the dog on May 7th, May 8th. Oh, I just let the dog stay with somebody, and then May 9th. Oh, so the dog. That's why the dog wasn't there. There's no report of it. There's no mention of a dog in the fire report, and no mention from Black National when he supposedly went live when he did go live when the firemen were there putting out the fire. Where's the dog?
Yeah,
where's the dog?
About that. Yeah, that's crazy. That makes
didn't mention the dog. The next day, they went live begging for money for Black National, the pedophile that Porter Farmer didn't know anything about. No mention of the dog. They were live 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't know. Next day, live again, begging for money help out Black National. Right. Didn't vet him out for being a pedophile, but let's give him some money. Let's raise some money for him. No mention of the dog. And that's the second or third, not the third thing you.
No, man, I agree with you. You just cut out for some reason, but I will say this: while you're cut out, I think that who let the dog say HPR News. I don't know why you would raise money for somebody and put your reputation on the line like that without doing any research whatsoever about that person. I agree with that 100%. Like, if you are backing somebody financially, especially when you're asking money on their behalf, you better be damn sure of who you're asking money to support. And especially with those types of allegations right there and those kind of questions, I mean, that right there is just completely irresponsible, really. I mean, for one, but just and sketchy on the other side. And not to mention the fact that he supported Mouse, but then maybe he did know about National Freedom Fighters background, because he didn't seem to have a problem with Mouse's background.
Well, I think Miss B's knew. And
really?
whether she, oh yeah, oh yeah, I think Miss B's knew.
Wow. Now I know Miss B's from Texas. Are they related by chance? I mean,
no. So they moved him to Texas, to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Miss B's, you know, she is, you know who she is.
Yeah, I do. Yes. And she went there after things didn't go well in Texas. Apparently, Black National was being a little piece of shit, wasn't helping out, wasn't contributing to the household that he was staying in, and just looking for a free ride. And they rode his ass pretty hard for a good long time about, not cleaning himself up and treating the host like shit, the lady that brought him in, and not offering any money, and used up all the Wi-Fi, all the bandwidth, drank all the coffee. And right.
But the thing about it, Miss B said all you did was spend your time hanging out at the convenience store, messing, and her words, messing around with them young boys. Those are her words.
Wow.
And so a little red flag went up on my end.
Sure. And
I'm pretty sure a red flag went up on her end, because you know what? After they got through chewing his ass out, you didn't see Miss B's hanging around Port Farm and Black National anymore. She was gone.
Ham Sandwich, by the way, I already said what I was saying about that guy. He's been vetted a million times now on YouTube. I don't know why. And I believe Ham Sandwich is a member of the troll group, I think, or the PDFLs, I think, at this point, because you are at me constantly for trying to do a video on him, but there's been thousands. I mean, it seems like 100 videos on that guy already.
Ask Ham Sandwich who outed Jeffrey Sutton.
Well, I understand. I think Shiz did, right? Mm-mm. I don't know. I wasn't familiar with Jeffrey Sutton.
Nope.
Was it you?
Of course. It wasn't just me. It was my group, of course.
Right. But
I think it was on your panel, Independent Dash. We call him Dash. AC.
We did a show, Tats. There was another channel, Slow Burner.
Okay.
Slow Burner had a show with another guy, and they had this guy pop up, and Naven that day sent me some information. Was like, hey, dude. Just kind of giving you a heads up what's going on with this, and I was like, I'll take care of this. So,
yep.
The next time that guy came up on panel, I said, look, get back here. This guy is a fucking chomo. We can out him. He had already been outed once before, so it wasn't like we were the first people to do it. But Naven gave me the information. Was like, hey, look, this is what we already found out about the guy. Go ahead and do your thing. I was like, fuck yeah. So we got him over on panel. We got him up on panel, and he got all nice and comfortable for at least a good 45 minutes, and then we started busting him with the hard questions. Fucking outed him right then and there.
Yeah.
So, but Naven's group, like even for me, I'm not a fan of Teresa Richards, but I always have to give her flowers on this. Because Teresa Richards is the reason why we know who News Now Houston is.
Oh.
We know why he has, we know about his background. So, once again, got to thank the trolls, because the trolls are the ones who outed these people.
Right. And you know what? There are some useful idiots on YouTube, and
thank you very much.
I've taken no, it's not you. I'm just saying, like, I've used people that don't necessarily like me to out other people, because sometimes you got to kind of play the role of a double agent kind of thing, in a way, to get certain information. And but with these people who support Chomo, to me, Chomo is a whole different category than like Stolen Valor. That right there, I am not the channel that outs Chomo. I mean, I will if I know of one and it's brought to my attention and I know who they are and I know a lot about them, I will definitely out them. If somebody supplies me with information about like Black National Freedom Fighter and I interact with him again, I will slam his ass from one side to the other. Because I know that I will probably, as a matter of fact, let me just check real quick. I know Gregory is live right now and Black National Freedom Fighter tends to peruse his channel. So let me just take a quick gander and see if he's on there. It's very possible that he's on there right now. Let me see.
Sorry, HPR. Sorry.
I do not see him right now. No, I don't. I don't see him. But yeah, if he was on there right now, I'd fucking ambush him right now. Because he's a fucking prick anyway. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna drop off. Guys, I appreciate everybody coming up. Naven, do not be a stranger. AC, please don't be a stranger. You guys are assets to everybody in the free society, in my opinion. If you out people like Chomos and do stuff like that, then my hat's off to you, man. You always have a place here. And,
Come on, brother. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Yes,
Later,
sir.
Naven.
Pleasure meeting you.
Same.
But anyway, yeah, thanks Shit Show for being up here as well. I need to come over to your channel once or twice just to look and see your videos. I haven't really been over there lately, and I really need to take a look because. And if you haven't subscribed to Shit Show, I think I think you should because you can tell what kind of character this guy has, and I really think that you guys should support him for the work that he does. And maybe you don't like drama.